100 acres of the Springs Preserve is preserved as pristine desert landscape. And when you come out and explore this open natural area, you can find a whole host of wildlife flying, running, and swimming about.
We've got over 150 different species of migratory birds. There's various mammals, reptiles, invertebrates. With the introduction of some of our conservation areas, we have amphibians and fish now as well.
We strive to make this a welcome and comfortable environment for all our guests, even the wild ones. So our restoration ecologist is constantly evaluating the landscape for opportunities to give these wild critters a healthy habitat to call home. And to be sure all is well, our zoology staff regularly conducts wildlife monitoring activities using telemetry, tracking equipment, visual encounter surveys, and observations. When we're curious about an area or time of day that we can't quite cover, we bring in the cameras.
As part of our monitoring efforts at Springs Reserve, we oftentimes use wildlife cameras to help us get a glimpse of things at off-peak hours when staff aren't present, or it's just hard to be everywhere at one time. And so those cameras give us a really good view at what's going on in the natural areas, different wildlife activity. Sometimes pops up, new species that maybe we haven't seen at Springs Preserve in the past. So it's really cool just with to help in those monitoring efforts.
These cameras help us capture the wildlife in their natural state, giving us eyes on animal activity that we may otherwise miss, and giving us the chance to catch some new visitors.
So recently, we got some footage of raccoon activity down in our wetland. And that was really interesting. That was new to our species list here at Springs Reserve. We hadn't had a recorded observation of raccoons on site. And you can definitely find raccoons here in southern Nevada, and it's going to be more associated with water. It's just not a common species like maybe you might find more back east or in the Midwest, where you'd find them a lot more out and about.
We've also captured footage of some of the more popular urban wildlife you'd expect to see in southern Nevada: foxes, burrowing owls, and of course, those wily coyotes.
We'll see them from time to time, just depending on staff when we're out doing our monitoring efforts. Just in person too, we'll see them out in the distance. We've seen their scat, we've seen tracks, so that's one that's really common just here in the Las Vegas Valley to see. So it's not surprising to see those animals and their presence here at Springs Reserve.
And don't be surprised if you catch a glimpse of any of this mix of unique and amazing wildlife during your next visit too.
Visitors definitely going to see all sorts of creepy crawlies, right? So they'll see lots of different reptiles, lots of lizards, might see the occasional snake, lots of invertebrates that you might come across, but then also some of the other fauna. So you might see ground squirrels, cottontail rabbits. If you're an avid birder, this is the place for you to come. We've got our Cienega wetlands, we've got our pond system, we've got a bird group that comes out on a regular basis, and they go all over the property. They'll see lots of different birds in our gardens as well. So this could be from hummingbirds, mockingbirds, killdeer, all the way up to birds of prey. So hawks, owls, that sort of thing. Might be able to see different types of herons. So kind of depending on the time of year, definitely see a large variety.
It's important to remember that the Springs Preserve is not a drop-off site for wildlife and/or unwanted pets. But bring your sense of adventure, your camera, and even your binoculars, and we think you'll capture some interesting sightings along the way.
So when you're out hiking at Springs Reserve and you come across wildlife, I'd say enjoy the moment. Get a good look, observe it. If you got a camera, take some good pictures or some video. If you got binoculars with you, you get that closer look. But really don't try to engage or pick up the animals. So we really want to promote good environmental stewardship here at the preserve, and wildlife are part of that. So it's really just kind of respecting them in the natural habitat.